$16. It's going to cost us a total of $16,000. So say, oh, that's all right, Jamie, I don't have $16,000. Go back a few pages to the 8 steps to get started. How can you come up with $16,000? 1, you can borrow that money, okay, if you have to. You need a deposit and you can get what's called a margin loan. Margin loan is a form of finance for shares, okay? Just like a property loan is a loan for borrowing property, a margin loan should be called a share loan, shouldn't it? To keep it simple. So $16,000. What we can do with shares generally to make income is you get a dividend, is that right? So you can get a dividend. In this strategy, you still get dividends. It's a bonus. You can still, generally you buy shares to sell them at a profit or make capital growth. Good thing with this strategy, you can still make capital growth. Okay? But the main thing we're doing this for is cash flow. And the cash flow is what we're going to get from renting our shares. Okay? Who's going to pay us rent for our shares? I mean, who would want our shares anyhow? Well, Simon does. Okay? And not just Simon, but thousands of Simons. Okay? Hundreds of thousands of Simons. And not only Simons, but big managed funds. Okay, big companies that need to buy shares, but they don't necessarily want to buy them. They're interested in renting them for different reasons. Let me explain to you why Simon would want to pay us rent. You don't need to know what Simon does, but just in case you want to help you understand it. Simon is willing to place a bet. Basically is what he's doing. He has a belief that it's now May, say, and he believes this share price at $16 may go up to $17, say. Jot those figures down. Make sure you get all these figures. You don't have to understand this the first go around. Okay? It goes up to $17 by the end of May. So that's what he thinks is going to happen to this share price. Therefore, he's willing to rent our shares because if he rents our shares and they go up in value, he's going to make a profit. How he makes that profit is he would have to pay, in this example, say 44 cents in rent. 44 cents he would have to pay across here to us. And we ran out 1,000 shares because that's the minimum you can do it with. You would get 1,000 times 44 cents. We would get paid into our bank account $440. See around with me? I'll show you in a moment how to make a lot more than that. That's paid in our bank account. That's paid, monthly if you do it monthly. So it's like a monthly rental contract. He's paying us 44 cents. What he has in his advantage, if the share price goes up, the value of this rental goes up. Okay? It may go up and be now worth 88 cents. Now some people say, why would it go up? Jot down the answer. Who cares? Doesn't matter. All we need to know is we get paid money. Okay? You happy with that? You get paid. What Simon does is his problem. Okay? And Simon knows what he's doing as well. This is the one strategy. If you like to have a win-win strategy, one of the few strategies in the share market where you can win and someone else can win. Because usually the share market is win-lose. So it goes up. So Simon could make money easily. He's paid 44 cents for something he can now sell for 88 cents to someone else. You see that? He's made a profit. He's happy. Doesn't affect us. We've been paid our 44 cents up front. We've got that. What happens over there doesn't affect us. 3 things can happen. You need to be aware of this. 1, the share price for may stay around $16. So XYZ company stays about $16. What happens is you keep the $440 and guess what you do the very next month? You re-rent them. Just like if you have a property and you have a holiday tenant in there for a month, once their 4 weeks holiday is up, they leave and you put it up for rent again. Same thing with shares, same thing you're going to do. You're going to re-rent them, you make that money again, sometimes maybe more. That's one thing that can happen. The second thing that can happen, you must be aware of this. Number 2 is the share price could go up. Okay? And if the share price, let's say it went up to $17 or above before the end of May, before the end of this month. Okay? You've got to understand in this rental contract, Simon has a clause, and that clause states that if it goes above this predetermined price which you agreed to before the month is out, then he has the right to buy our shares off us. Can you believe that? He has the right to buy it off us. And that can happen. So beware. Let's see what would happen if that happened. He could buy our shares off us if it went above that price before May ran out. He would have to pay the predetermined price, which is $17 for our shares. We bought them at what price? So we've had them sold at 17. Is that a good thing, yes or no? Because you just made $1 per share profit. So put down in your bank account, here's your little bank account, add another $1,000, thank you very much. Okay? But wait, there's more. You not only get your $1,000 from the selling the shares, you still get to keep your rental as well. So you add them both together and you get both in your bank account. Now the only thing you have to worry about, you're going to have to pay a little bit of stamp duty, okay? A little bit of tax on this. Yes, you will have to pay some tax on your profits. Is everyone okay with that? Okay, and I'm sure you can minimize that. People can take care of that. But you're going to make a profit. There's a third thing you must be aware of, because before you get excited about this and think this may be one strategy you could use to replace your income in the near future so you can go holidaying more or whatever you want to do, because in life many of us get excited. Is that true? We get excited about something and it sounds too good to be true, and then we get disappointed because it doesn't work out. Has that happened to anyone before? And then we get excited, but the next time we don't allow ourselves to get quite as excited, because in the back of our mind we're thinking, we know what happened last time we got excited and it didn't work out. Okay, and then it doesn't work out and we get disappointed again. And then we just start to get smart as humans, because we start to figure out, hang on a minute, I'm not going to get excited anymore because I hate getting disappointed. So we figure out the best way to overcome disappointment is we're just going to stay disappointed in life and not allow ourselves to get excited. That way at least we won't get too disappointed again. Okay? And that happens for many people. So what you've got to understand is the third thing that can happen. There's always a catch to any strategy. Okay? Let's see what the catch is. What if the share price goes down? And let's say it's getting close, we're 2 weeks left in May, and the share price drops to say $15.50 by the end of May. Okay, that can happen. You paid $16,000 for something, it's now dropped to $15,500. If you bought them at $16, this is a big blue chip company that's making billions of dollars a year. You bought them at 16, it's been up to 19, down to 16. Would you still sleep okay, yes or no? If you wanted to, you could insure them so it wouldn't affect you anyhow if you wanted to. But let's say you're not insuring them and you're not worrying about that. On paper, you've lost 50 cents a share. So deduct that off here, 50 cents a share. Put that figure in. You lost 50 cents. However, if you had been renting out your shares, as in this example, you knew how to do that, at the beginning of the month you would have received 44 cents rental, which you could use that 44 cents to offset the 50 cents paper loss, which leaves you with a paper loss of what? Of only 6 cents. Is that a good thing, yes or no? So no matter which way we look at it, you're better off by renting your shares. So I can make this claim, I can say this, that renting your shares adds no additional risk